Hello everyone! We've all been there. Someone asks a question and suddenly your brain feels like a Wi-Fi signal with one bar. Well, not anymore, because today we're cracking the code to conditionals, so you'll never get caught off guard again. You'll sound smart, confident, and like you actually know what you're talking about. And hey, if you're one of the 90 people watching this who haven't subscribed yet, why? If you like learning English without the boring textbook vibes, hit that subscribe button. I promise your grammar will thank you. Let's do it. Let's jump in and explore the 4 main conditionals. And stick around till the end for a quiz to test your knowledge. Let's start with the 0 conditional. This one's the easiest. It's for facts, general truths, and things that always happen. The structure is the following: if plus present simple and present simple in the second part of the sentence. For example, if you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. No exceptions. This is science, people. Gravity, physics, caffeine addiction, it all falls under the 0 conditional. For example, if I don't have coffee in the morning, I turn into a grumpy troll. No exceptions. Next up, the first conditional. This one's for real possibilities in the future. If X happens, Y will follow. Here is its form. If plus present simple, comma, will plus base verb. If you study hard, you'll pass the test. Basically, this is your cause and effect conditional. The action in the if clause is realistic. It could totally happen. If I drink the super energy smoothie, I'll be ready to run a marathon, or at least finish this lesson. Now let's dream a little. The second conditional is for hypothetical, unreal situations, things that probably won't happen, but it's nice to imagine. Here's the form: if plus past simple, would plus base verb. If I won the lottery, I would travel the world. Notice that we use the past simple in the if clause, even though we're talking about the present or future. Weird, I know, but that's English. If I were a cat, I would nap all day and demand snacks on command. Honestly, not a bad life. The third conditional is the king of regrets. We use this to talk about the past, about things that could have happened but didn't. And here is its form: if plus past perfect, would have plus past participle. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. It's the too late now conditional. The moment's gone, and all you have left is what if. If I had known how good this cake was, I would have stolen it before anyone else got a slice. Alright, your turn. Let's see if you've got this. Fill in the blanks in the following sentences. Number 1. If I blank a superhero, I blank the world. Let me give you a second. And here's the answer. If I were a superhero, I would save the world. This is the second conditional. It's hypothetical, so we use past simple, were, in the if clause, and would in the result clause. Sentence 2. If you, too much cake, you, sick. This is the first conditional. It talks about real future possibilities, so we use present simple, eat, in the if clause, and will, feel, in the result clause. Number 3. If I, earlier, I, late. Take a moment to think about it. This is the third conditional. If I had woken up earlier, I wouldn't have been late. It talks about an unreal past situation, so we use past perfect, had woken, in the if clause, and would have been in the result clause. Sentence 4. If you, the test. If you study, you'll pass the test. Another first conditional. It's a real possibility, so we use present simple, study, in the if clause, and will, pass, in the result clause, which is future simple. See how it all comes together? Drop a like if this helped you out. And remember, mastering conditionals means you can sound way more natural in conversations. Congrats, you just leveled up your English with conditionals. But don't stop now. Keep that momentum going. If you want to sound more fluent and natural, check out my video 20 English idioms about success. Because if you want success, you should speak like successful people. Or, planning a trip, watch Don't Get Lost, must-know travel phrases for any trip, so you can confidently navigate any situation without accidentally asking for a bus to the moon. And for my romantics out there, if dating in English feels as tricky as assembling IKEA furniture without instructions, watch Easy English Speaking Practice for Dating and never run out of things to say. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.